Hey, team. Well, I have to confess, I'm a little reticent to speak on this topic this morning, but I think it's important enough that I'm going to do it. So this morning, let's go start with a funny story. So this morning, I was in the shower. This is rated G, don't worry. And there was a spider in there. And it reminded me of when I was living in my first New York City apartment uh, in probably like 1989. Tiny apartment, very narrow. It was a railroad apartment with this bathroom that you kind of like stepped up into. It was tiny, like literally you could turn around in the bathroom and that was it. And that's important to the story because it was like sink, toilet, shower, tub thing. And as I got into the shower, I wasn't paying any attention. It was early in the morning. And, I went to work. I was in Wall Street, so I went to work super early. And there was a giant water bug in that shower. And I freaked and I jumped out and I ran all the way out, all the way through a railroad apartment, like shrieking. No clothes on and did not care. Never thought about the fact that, other people could see me through the windows or anything else. So this spider, and spiders are good. They eat other bugs. It really wasn't bothering me. It was just kind of walking away from me. And I was thinking, just leave the dang bug alone. You can deal with it later when you're not in the shower. I've calmed down about bugs in my older age. So as I was thinking about it, I was thinking about this poem that I read once. Actually, I've read more than once. It's called Mercy by Rudy Francisco. And by the way, you're going to get to see the ADHD brain in action right now because we make all these connections all the time. It's like one of our gifts with ADHD. So here's the poem. She asked me to kill the spider. Instead, I get the most peaceful weapons I can find. I take a cup and a napkin. I catch the spider, put it outside, and allow it to walk away. If I am ever caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, just being alive and not bothering anyone, I hope I am greeted with the same kind of mercy. And that's where my thoughts got heavy, because I was reading this morning about all that's happening in the prisons in El Salvador. And how we're sending people there, some of whom weren't meant to be sent there. And my heart is heavy this morning. I'm just really questioning why we're like not thinking about human rights, not using due process, not using our legal system, not using the things we have in place. And I just don't get it. I never, ever thought this would be my country. Not everyone they're sending is a criminal. And when you start seeing the stuff and you see, oh, well, they're on red cards, they're on visas, whatever, who's to say if we send people who aren't criminals, even though we're saying they're criminals, to another country, to a prison that I've seen the pictures, oh my word, talk about needing some mercy. Who's next? Who's next? Who are we going to send next to these places? Because one of the things I'm hearing is like unproductive people who are not of benefit to society. How do we define that? I mean, my clients have ADHD, they're on the spectrum, anxiety, depression. They're struggling with various brain-based challenges. I don't consider them unproductive people. I don't consider them people who are not providing anything wonderful to this planet. I mean, they make a tremendous difference on our planet. And I just can't wrap my head around it. I can't kind of get past it. Usually I can kind of get into my day. So one of the things I do is I get centered by going outside. And so I went outside to watch the ducks. And we have a little duck couple that lives nearby. I mean, probably was their home first, right? Because we live on the bay. And I just saw one. I just saw the male duck. And so my first thought was, I wonder if something happened to the female duck. And then I thought, well, maybe he's a different guy. And then I thought, it's likely because it's spring that she's sitting on a duck's nest somewhere, right? And I'd like that a lot. I think we could all use some hope. And maybe for me right now, the hope is just in a female duck on a nest somewhere. And that's what's going to be spring. So why am I saying all this other than just sort of to like get it off my chest? I really sincerely think no matter where you are on any side or political party or belief system or whatever, somehow we all need to get back to our common humanity. We're all human beings having a human experience. And everyone is walking through this world broken in some way, dealing with some kind of challenge, dealing with some kind of struggle, and getting back to respect and kindness and finding that common humanity in one another is more important today than it's ever been. And that's all I got. All right. Have a great one, everybody. Stay zen and zesty.